One quick way to reach new levels of success is to be highly productive. So many people struggle to remain productive, and even more struggle to improve productivity. Whether this is due to a lack of knowledge on how to improve it, or if we've fallen into a rut after years in our current job, it is a major issue for many people. Productivity can improve our job security, it can improve our job satisfaction, and if we are in a job that gives out bonuses based on results or volume, it can improve our compensation. So what is productivity? Productivity is the rate at which we can effectively produce certain outputs. This can be physical products, data metrics, or tasks completed. To be productive, you want to have more output than you have input. For us as individuals, you can think of it in terms of time and results. If you complete 8 tasks in a day, you are essentially producing 1 completed task every hour of work. If someone else comes along and finishes 10 tasks in a day, they would be more productive than you. To improve productivity, we want to limit our inputs, time, effort, and resources, while maintaining or even improving our outputs, which are products, tasks completed, or metrics. So how can we improve our productivity? There are a couple of initial things we have to address before we can consider improving our productivity. First, we need to understand how we will measure our productivity. You only know that productivity increases if you have a measurement to show the results. Determine how you will identify where your production is today and how you will know if it has increased in the future. For most people, this is going to be based on time and tasks completed. Analyze your day and how you process work. Then identify ways to be more efficient and increase the workload or decrease the inputs. Secondly, we need to be clear that productivity should encompass accuracy and quality. If you are completing twice as many tasks but having twice as many errors, then you have taken the wrong approach. Productivity improvement should not result in a dip in overall quality of your outputs. So the first strategy is to track your time and work. Make sure you fully understand where your time is being devoted and what tasks are eating up the majority of your time. Within this strategy, break every process into separate parts. If you produce a monthly report for your manager, don't think of that as one item. Break the process down into pulling data, building the spreadsheet, formatting, and sending the report. The overall task may eat up a lot of time, but maybe the bulk of it is formatting. This is critical to know in order to improve that process. This process should be done for every task that you work on. To identify every area and how much time is consumed each day, you have to review every task you work on. It's then up to you to find ways to limit the time spent on each task. This can be through automation, through pre-planning, or through building templates. Every minute saved can go towards better productivity. The second strategy is to stop multitasking. People pride themselves on their ability to multitask, but studies have shown that multitasking is a myth. You aren't really working on multiple projects or processes simultaneously, you're just jumping back and forth between 2 processes. This transition between 2 processes can actually hurt productivity, as your brain has to reset and the rhythm of each process is thrown off as you jump back and forth. This may only be in terms of seconds or minutes, but over the course of a year, that time piles up pretty quickly. Focus on one task at a time and devote sufficient time to each task. If you need to shift your focus, that is fine, but do so for a good amount of time. Don't flip-flop back and forth quickly. The third strategy is to plan out your days and the task you need to do that day. Often people are less productive because they spend the early part of their day figuring out what to do. You should show up to work with a game plan already laid out. know your tasks, know your time frame, and immediately begin to take care of them. Spending time during your workday, deciding how to spend time during your workday, is a waste of time. At the end of every day, or in the morning when you wake up, take time to plan out your day. This will allow you to have your focus where it needs to be when it's time to start putting in the work. The fourth strategy is to take advantage of your productive hours. Not everyone is alike, but most people have a time during the day where they are at their best. Generally, people do their best work early in the day, before they've had time to get worn out and tired. Additionally, most people experience a dip in drive and motivation right after lunch. So plan to tackle the biggest tasks of your day when you're at your peak, and schedule rests or breaks when you're in need of one. And the fifth strategy is to take those breaks. Far too often, people feel like they must work constantly. Unfortunately, it can often have the opposite effect on our work. As you wear down throughout a day, the quality of work will go down, and the time required will go up. Taking a break shouldn't be viewed as a negative, but rather a necessity to maintain a high standard of work. As you improve your productivity, you will likely find you have more time to devote to breaks than you currently do. The sixth strategy is to say no when it's necessary. Obviously, there will be times where we can't say no. However, most people feel pressure to always say yes. Saying yes and taking on additional tasks is a great way to advance your career, but only when it's not going to impact your other duties negatively. Sometimes our no may be no for now. Once we've refined our processes and improved our productivity, we will have time to take on those additional tasks. But for our purposes, assuming you are wanting to improve productivity, then there will be times where you must turn down certain tasks, whether that's helping on a project, taking on things outside of work, or whatever else may have a negative impact on your productivity. The seventh strategy is to delegate when possible. If you work on a team of people, don't be afraid to utilize them to improve overall productivity. Everyone has different skill sets and abilities, so use them. Teams are meant to work together, and even the most efficient and effective teams find out where their strengths and weaknesses are. Delegate different tasks or processes to your team if they have the right skill set to help you out, and be willing to do the same for them. In team environments, productivity can often be looked at individually. Many times, the work your teammates are doing has some impact on the work you are doing. So take these 7 strategies and use them across the entire team. Productivity is important to our careers and is a key factor in reaching different levels of success. So use these 7 strategies, improve your productivity, and take your career to the next level. If you enjoyed this content and you would like to see more content like this, please hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell so you're notified of any of our upcoming videos. We'll see you guys next time.